Hello, my dear students. In this lecture, we are going to see steady one directional conduction with heat generation in a plain slab. Now, my dear students, in previous lecture, we have seen the conduction equation for three directional unsteady state conduction with heat generation in a slab, right? Let us say for 3D, we can say 3D unsteady condition of conduction with heat generation conduction equation through a plane slab or a plane slab. That equation we have seen in previous lecture, and the equation was d2t divided by dx square plus d2t divided by dy square plus d2t divided by dz square plus q dot by k is equal to 1 upon alpha dt by dt. That equation we have learned and we have derived in previous lecture. If you have not seen my previous lecture, go back and watch my previous lecture, learn this equation, right? Now, my dear students, this equation is for unsteady state of conduction with heat generation and along all the three directions for a plane slab, right? Now here we will impose special condition on this. That is, we will say the flow is steady, heat flow is steady. The meaning of steady is nothing but the temperature is not a function of time. Therefore, the change in temperature with respect to time is equal to 0, right? Here capital T is for temperature, small t is for time, alpha is thermal diffusivity, and that we have learned as alpha is equal to thermal conductivity divided by rho Cp. Thermal conductivity divided by heat capacity. This ratio is called thermal diffusivity. K is a thermal conductivity. Q dot is a uniform heat generation rate. Q dot is uniform heat generation rate, that is heat generated per unit volume. That is heat generated per unit volume. This is called Q dot. And my dear students, the unit is watt per meter cube for Q dot. Right. K is a thermal conductivity in watt per meter Kelvin, and X, Y, Z are directions. Now here steady means the change in temperature with respect to time is 0. That is dt by dt is 0. Right. Means temperature is a function of only direction and one directional. One directional means here let us assume the heat transfer is along x direction. Therefore we can say, as we are assuming 1d, therefore d2t divided by dy square, which is equal to d2t divided by dz square, will be equal to 0, right? Therefore, my dear students, in this equation, as this term and this term will be 0, therefore the special condition, that is steady, we can say steady one directional 1d with heat generation in plane slab, that equation will become d2t divided by dx square plus q dot by k is equal to 0. This will be the steady one directional with heat generation equation through the plane slab. Now let us do the analysis of this equation. Dear students, here the special case we got for one directional steady state with heat generation, d2t divided by dx square plus q dot by k is equal to 0. This is the equation. Let us do the analysis of this equation. Now let us consider one plane slab. Let us say there is a plane slab like this, right? Here I am considering plane slab like this, right? Now, my dear students, in this slab, let us say the center line will be the x0. I am measuring the distance from center line, right? Let us say this is the center line where distance x will be equal to 0. On this axis, the distance x will be equal to 0. Means from the center we are going to measure the distance, right? Here x is equal to 0. And let us say the slab length is 2l. Here this distance is 2l. Therefore, here at this location, as it is a left side, it will be minus l. Therefore, at this location, x will be equal to minus l. And at this location, as this point is towards the right side, therefore this location will be at distance x is equal to plus l. This is our assumption. Means the length of slab, this length of slab will be equal to 2l, that we are assuming, right? Minus l to plus l, right? And this is a center line. Now there is a significance for the center line. That's why I have considered the center line. Now, my dear students, let us consider here, as I have mentioned here steady state, as we have mentioned here steady state, right? Means for steady state, whatever may be the heat generated in the wall, the heat generated is q dot, which is nothing but heat generated per unit volume, watt per meter cube. Now this heat generated in the slab must be equal to heat convected from the sides of wall, right? Therefore, whatever may be the heat generated must be equal to heat convected from both sides of the slab, right? Is equal to Q convection, Q convection. From both sides there will be a convection heat transfer, right? Now the meaning of steady state is nothing but temperature is not a function of time. That means the wall temperature at any instant of time remains constant. Therefore, temperature of wall is always constant with respect to time. Therefore, my dear students, to keep this wall temperature constant, whatever the heat generated within this plane slab must be equal to heat convected from the all surfaces, right? Therefore, my dear students, for steady state condition, we can say all the heat generated, all the heat generated must be equal to all the heat convected, all the heat convected, right? So my dear students, heat generated, which is nothing but Q dot is watt per meter cube. If I multiply this with volume, that is meter cube, then answer will be in watt. Therefore, here heat generated is Q dot, heat generation rate Q dot into volume, This is total heat generated is equal to total heat convected will be equal to HA. Now here heat the temperature of wall. You have to consider temperature of wall, and heat is convected from wall to surrounding, which is at temperature T infinity. Now the convection is between wall and surrounding. Surrounding is at temperature T infinity and wall is at temperature T wall. Therefore, it will be equal to T wall minus T infinity. And right. And my dear students, here A, this A is nothing but total exposed area. Right. This A will be total contacting area or total exposed area between solid surface and the corresponding fluid, right? Means if there is a convection from both sides, then both area we have to consider. If convection is from all six sides, then all six areas we have to consider over here. And from this equation we will get the wall temperature, right? Because we have fluid infinity temperature, that is fluid temperature. Outside air temperature we have, volume we can calculate, Q dot they will provide in the examination, H they will provide, area you can calculate, right? And from these you can calculate the wall temperature. Now my dear students, let us understand the analysis of this problem, right? Now here the we are assuming the center line as x is equal to 0, and here x is equal to minus L, x is equal to plus L, means total length is 2L. And by the equation of this equation we can find the temperature relationship. Therefore use the equation, that is d2t divided by dx square plus q dot by k is equal to 0. Therefore this q dot by k on this side, right side, it will become minus q dot by k, right? This is second derivative of temperature with respect to distance. So let us integrate this equation. If I integrate this equation, then I will get temperature gradient along x direction, right? Therefore integration of d2t divided by dx square will be equal to integration minus q dot by k, right? Let us integrate, right? Without putting limits, if I integrate, there will be an integration constant. Therefore, my dear students, what is the integration of d2t divided by dx square? It is dt by dx will be equal to, now q dot and k are constant. Here this material will be having some thermal conductivity k, and thermal conductivity k is constant, as well as q dot is constant. In previous lecture all terminologies we have seen, so I have suggested at the start of lecture that watch my previous lecture, then come here, right? Now my dear students, therefore minus q dot by k will be constant, and here integration will be equal to x, right? Plus there will be an integration constant c1. As we have not kept the limits, there will be always integration constant. Therefore it will be minus q dot by k x plus c1, right? This is called a temperature gradient equation. This is our first equation, which is temperature gradient equation. Temperature gradient equation, right? Now my dear students, again let us integrate this equation. Again integrate this equation, temperature gradient equation. Therefore again if I integrate this equation, I will get temperature profile. Therefore integration dt by dx will be equal to integration minus q dot by kx plus c1, right? Let us integrate this equation. Therefore I will get temperature is equal to, now integration of x will be x square by 2. Therefore here minus q dot x square minus q dot x square divided by 2k plus integration of constant will be constant into x, plus there will be new integration constant c2, right? Again after every integration there is always integration constant, right? Therefore there will be a new integration constant c2. This is the second equation, and this equation is temperature profile, temperature equation, right? Or temperature profile, temperature distribution will be calculated with the help of this equation. And my dear students, here C1 and C2 are the integration constants. During first integration, C1 is a constant. During second integration, C2 is a constant. And these constants we have to calculate with the help of boundary conditions, right? So let us understand these boundary conditions. There are various types of special cases, such like both walls are at subjected to different temperature, both walls subjected to different temperature, then whatever may be the temperature of the wall is given, then at this particular x is equal to distance, at particular x location we have to put temperature and find the equation, right? And one more special case, let us understand the special case, because maximum time the questions will be on special case only. Now here I will use this temperature gradient equation and temperature equation. Let us write down them and look at the special cases. So the first equation, that is temperature gradient equation, is dt by dx is equal to minus q dot by k into x plus c1. This is our first equation of temperature gradient. And second equation is temperature profile, which is nothing but minus q dot x squared divided by 2k plus c1x plus c2. This is our second equation, that is temperature profile equation, right? Now my dear students, let us observe the special cases. Here we are going to understand first special case. Very first special case is if both sides of slab are maintained at same temperature. If both sides of slab at same wall temperature, right? That means on left side there will be a wall temperature T wall, and as well as on right side there will be a wall temperature T wall. So let us consider here on right side wall temperature is T wall, and as well as on right side the wall temperature is T wall, which are same, the constant temperature on both sides, right? Now for this case, let us find the temperature profile and temperature distribution here, right? Now my dear students, therefore the boundary condition, here we can say the boundary conditions are, very first boundary condition, right, is whenever x is equal to plus L, temperature will be equal to T wall. Therefore x is equal to plus L, temperature is equal to T wall. This is the first boundary condition. Second boundary condition is whenever x is equal to minus L, right, this left side, then temperature is equal to T wall, temperature is equal to T wall, right? With the help of these two boundary conditions, we will get one of the integration constant. So let us put these two boundary conditions in equation number 2, right? If I put, or if I use equation number 2 and substitute boundary conditions, then my dear students, put the first boundary condition. Therefore if I put here temperature is equal to T wall and x is equal to L, let us derive this equation. Therefore T wall will be equal to minus q, x is L square divided by 2k plus C1 L, x is L plus C2, right? Again if I use second boundary condition, that is x is equal to minus L, T is equal to T wall, let us put here. Therefore temperature is T wall, x is minus L, therefore minus L square will be equal to L square only. Therefore minus q dot, here it is a q dot, L square divided by 2k plus, now here C1 into minus L, minus C1L, right? It will become minus C1L. Therefore here instead of plus sign there will be a minus sign. Therefore the equation will become minus C1L plus C2, right? And my dear students, let us subtract these two equations. If I subtract equation number 2 from the equation number 1, here minus, this minus will become plus, here minus will become plus, and this plus will become minus. If I subtract these equations, right, then this T wall get cancelled. Here this T wall get cancelled. This minus and plus term get cancelled. Plus C2 minus C2 will get cancelled, and this will be plus plus, means plus twice C1L will be equal to 0, right? And length is not 0. That means the first integration constant C1 must be equal to 0. So my dear students, here we have calculated first integration constant. Let us modify these equations again. From the first boundary condition, we have got first integration constant, that is C1 is equal to 0. Let us put here in temperature profile, temperature gradient and temperature profile, right? So my dear students, let us put these equations. So in these equations, if I put C1 is equal to 0, then here this C1 term will go, right? This will be the first equation. This C1 term will go. This will be the second equation. Therefore, the modified equation becomes, right here, a modified equation becomes right? After calculation of C1, dt by dx will be equal to q dot by k into x. This is the first equation, and temperature is equal to minus q dot x square divided by 2k plus C2. This will be our second equation. This will be our second equation, right? These are the modified equations after putting C1 is equal to 0, right? Now, my dear students, we know that for temperature to be maximum, second boundary condition, here we are getting second boundary condition, that is for temperature to be maximum, as per mathematics, this change in temperature with respect to distance must be equal to 0. That is, temperature gradient along x direction must be equal to 0. Therefore, here equate this temperature gradient is equal to x 0. Therefore, for temperature to be maximum, dt by dx, which is equal to minus q dot by kx, must be equal to 0. Now, q dot is uniform heat generation rate, k is thermal conductivity. These two values are not 0. Therefore, here x must be 0. From this, we will get x is equal to 0. Means, my dear students, whenever x is 0, then temperature will be equal to maximum temperature. Temperature will be equal to maximum temperature. This will be our second boundary condition, right? Whenever x is equal to minus L or x is equal to plus L, temperature is equal to T wall, and whenever x is equal to 0, temperature will be maximum temperature. This will be our second boundary condition. That means, my dear students, x is equal to 0 is the center line. Therefore, for the special case having both sides of wall at same temperature, the maximum temperature will be at center, right? Therefore, if wall temperature is same for both sides, the maximum temperature will be at center line, right? This is very important. Straightforward in examination, they will ask question on this statement also, right? So mark here maximum temperature point. Therefore, if I mark here maximum temperature point, let us say at this point center line, the temperature is maximum, right? This is the maximum temperature, and this slab is having some thermal conductivity K, right? Therefore, my dear students, here we got the both side of wall are at temperature wall, and the maximum temperature will be at center, right? Now, my dear students, let us put this condition x is equal to 0 and temperature is maximum in equation number 2. Therefore, equation number 2 is temperature is equal to minus q dot x square by 2k plus C2. Now, let us substitute this condition, that is x is equal to 0, temperature will be maximum, right? Therefore, we will get maximum temperature is equal to, if I put x is equal to 0, is equal to C2. Therefore, my dear students, from this condition, we are getting another boundary condition. Firstly, we have calculated boundary condition C1 is equal to 0. Now, C2 is equal to maximum temperature. So, let us use this C2 in this equation, equation number 2, right? Temperature profile equation. From this, we will get temperature profile, right? So, let us write down this temperature profile, final temperature profile, right? Therefore, my dear students, this temperature profile, which is nothing but temperature is equal to minus q dot x square divided by 2k plus C2, right? And this C2 is nothing but maximum temperature. Therefore, temperature is equal to minus q dot x square divided by 2k plus maximum temperature. From this, we will get maximum temperature in the cycle minus temperature will be equal to, here it will become plus q dot x square divided by 2k, right? This will be the temperature profile. So, my dear students, can I say this temperature is directly proportional to x square, right? As temperature is directly proportional to x square, and as it is negative, means as x increases, temperature decreases. Likewise, whenever x is equal to 0, temperature is maximum, and as it is negative, x increases on both sides, temperature decreases on both sides, right? Therefore, the distribution, temperature distribution will be parabolic. The temperature distribution will be parabolic, right? And my dear students, we have one more boundary condition, that is whenever x is equal to plus L or whenever x is equal to minus L, right? Means both extremes, both extremes, temperature is wall temperature, temperature will be equal to wall temperature. So let us put this boundary condition in the equation. Therefore, maximum temperature minus wall temperature will be equal to plus q dot x square divided by 2k, right? This will be the equation. And my dear students, in examination, directly straightforward, they will ask you question, what is the maximum temperature minus wall temperature for the plane slab? It is q dot x square divided by 2k. Here, instead of x, we have to put L. Therefore, if I put minus L or plus L, it will become L square only, right? Therefore, replace this x square with L square, right? Replace x square with L square. Therefore, the equation becomes q dot L square divided by 2k. Now, maximum temperature is on center line. Therefore, many times in the examination, they will ask you what is the difference of center line temperature and wall temperature. It is Q dot L squared divided by 2K. Or what is maximum temperature minus wall temperature? It is Q dot L squared divided by 2K. And my dear students, how to find this wall temperature? Right. Whatever may be the heat generated, that is Q dot into volume, is heat generated must be equal to heat convected from the both side. Right. That is heat convected is HA T wall minus T infinity, right? That already we have seen this from this equation. We will find wall temperature to substitute here, right? And the distribution will be parabolic, right? And my dear students, the maximum temperature will be on center line, and from here the heat flow is always from maximum temperature to minimum temperature. Therefore, the distribution will be parabolic. That is, heat will flow from maximum temperature to wall temperature parabolically, right? It will flow from maximum temperature to wall temperature parabolically, right? This graph will be parabolic. This temperature distribution will be parabolic, and the heat transfer will be from center to wall on both sides. This will be the direction of heat transfer. Many times in examination they will ask you what is the direction of heat transfer also. Therefore, the direction of heat transfer will be from center to wall, that is from maximum temperature to minimum temperature. Now, first special case we have seen, both sides of wall are subjected to same temperature. Now, second special case we will see, if one side of wall is perfectly insulated, then what will be the location of maximum temperature, right? Now, if both sides are subjected to same temperature, then the location of maximum temperature was center point. Now here, if one side is insulated, let us say this side is insulated, it is insulated end. Left side I am assuming insulated, right? Now for such cases, what will be the location of maximum temperature and what will be the temperature profile? The temperature profile is definitely parabolic, that already we have seen. Now location of maximum temperature we are going to understand. Now my dear students, for this insulated side, the insulation means no heat transfer. What is the meaning of insulation? The meaning of insulation is no heat transfer. Heat transfer is zero. By any mode of heat transfer, it is zero. It may be a conduction heat transfer, it may be a radiation heat transfer, it may be a convection heat transfer. All the modes of heat transfer are zero. That means insulated. Therefore, the heat conducted from insulated end will be equal to zero. Heat conducted from the insulated end will be equal to zero, as well as heat convected from the insulated end will be also zero. Heat convected from the insulated end will be zero. Any kind of heat transfer will be zero. Therefore, as we can say, Q conducted, conduction heat transfer through insulated end will be equal to zero, and conduction heat transfer is nothing but minus Ka dt by dx, minus Ka dt by dx through insulated end is equal to zero. Now, thermal conductivity is not zero. This material is having some thermal conductivity K. Again, at insulated end there is some area, right? There will be some area, this area, right? Here, this Z dimension into Y dimension. Therefore, area is not zero, K is not zero. Therefore, at insulated end, dt by dx must be equal to zero. At insulated end must be equal to zero. That means the temperature change with respect to distance is zero. That means the temperature is maximum. This is the condition for maximum temperature or not. Therefore, the maximum temperature will be at insulated end, right? If one of the end is insulated, the maximum temperature will be at insulated end, right? Therefore, here we got the maximum temperature point. The maximum temperature point is at insulated end, so mark this point. Therefore, at this location, the temperature will be maximum, and other point will be at wall temperature. Other side will be at wall temperature. And my dear students, we know that from maximum temperature to lower temperature, there will be a parabolic distribution. Therefore, the graph will be like this. This graph is parabolic, and heat flows from insulated end to non-insulated end, and parabolically. The heat flows from insulated end to non-insulated end parabolically. So my dear students, this is how we have to tackle the different questions. So my dear students, in next lecture we will see numericals on this topic. Thank you dear students. In next lecture we are going to see numericals on this heat generation through the slab.